reaction is actually revealing what it is. You see the chrome trioxide, sulfuric acid together, that makes a very strong chromic acid. Whether then dissolve it in an acetone or not, it's kind of the same thing. Acetone just makes it easier. But that is basically oxidizing alcohol to the carbonyl containing molecule. If it's a primary alcohol, it will be the carboxylic acid. But that's the secondary, so we'll just get a ketone. You have a primary alcohol, then you gotta be concerned. Because depending on what you use, you may get different products. You got the primary alcohol right here, and then you're using the chrome trioxide in pyridine. So that, when you see this mixture, chrome trioxide and the pyridine, that's a Collins reagent. That only oxidizes primary alcohol to the aldehyde, not the carboxylic acid. So that is basically what happens. But I can always change the question a little bit. Let's say if you're using this with the chrome trioxide and sulfuric acid, this region down here, then you will get not this. I mean, you will get this in between. But this will be oxidized further to the carboxylic acid. So you will end up seeing this, not that. Then what about this one? If you're using chrome trioxide here, like the PCC, PDC, Collins, then what have happened? It's the same thing, right? Because that's a kind of same mild oxidant. If you're using this mild oxidant to the secondary alcohol, you still get the ketone. Basically, secondary alcohol, you're only going to get the ketone. You're not getting this complication of whether you're going to get an aldehyde or the carboxylic acid, depending on how powerful the oxidant is. But secondary alcohol, in whatever you use, you get the secondary ketone, basically. But if you treat the tertiary alcohol with any of those things, nothing will happen. As we just talked about that. So I hope that this is kind of something that I want to consider when you're solving a problem. But when the reagents are given, it's kind of a much easier for you to see. Sometimes you're better used to see, you got to figure out what reagent you want to use to make this transformation complete. And then you got to realize that this is basically asking the secondary alcohol oxidized to the ketone. What reagent you want to use? Basically, just you can use PCC, PDC, Collins, sworn oxidation, but you can also use the Jones reagents, dichromate or chromic acid, because secondary alcohol doesn't really matter. Whatever you use, you get oxidized to this. But this is something that you got to choose wisely. It's a primary alcohol becomes a carboxylic acid, right? You don't want to use a mild reagents. Because if you're using PCC, PDC with the primary alcohol, you'll end up having aldehyde. If you see the carboxylic acid from the primary alcohol, you have to have a full power, and that's given by this chromic acid, dichromate, things like that. And then in addition to this, I want you to remember that manganese dioxide can oxidize benzylic alcohol, allylic alcohol selectively.